Hi, this is Emma from SSL Trust's official YouTube channel, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to install an SSL certificate on your domain in ClusterCS. So, let's get started. So this is our web service default page in ClusterCS, and as you can see, it is not yet secure, and we're going to make sure it is. So let's close this up. And now, the first step in this process is to generate a private key and a certificate sign-in request, or CSR. For that, we are going to navigate to the bottom of the SSL Trust homepage, and then click on CSR and Key Generator under Tools and Services. Or you can just search for SSL Trust CSR Generator on Google and arrive at this page. So basically, a CSR or a certificate sign-in request is nothing but a request initiated by you, the client, to the certificate authority, which contains all your information such as the domain name and any business details which are stored in hashed form. On the technical side, it also contains the public key, which will be signed by the certificate authority and returned to you in the issued SSL certificate. Now fill in these details real quick. Type in your domain name without the www, the name of your organization, the organization unit such as IT, your city or town, your state or province, select your country, type in your email address. We're going to go with 2040-bit, which is the industry standard, and then click on Generate CSR. So you'll be able to see your private key and your CSR right here. Now, I recommend that you save both of these files or as a text file on your personal computer, so as to be able to do multiple configurations in case there is a hiccup in this process. But since this is a demo video, I'm not going to save these and keep this window open for further configuration. The next step in this process is to purchase and configure our SSL certificate, and for that I'm going to head over to SSL Trust. So I'm here on the SSL Trust homepage, and if you scroll down, you'll see that SSL Trust has established meaningful partnerships with all the leading SSL certificate authorities. And we have SSL certificates for just about all of your SSL needs, whether you want to secure a single domain name for a small business, whether you want to show higher security and authenticity with a business SSL, or you want enterprise-grade security with the green address bar and supported browsers, wildcard SSL certificates to secure unlimited subdomains, or a multi-domain SSL certificate which allows you to secure up to 500 domains under a single SSL certificate. So if you're not sure which SSL certificate is the best for you and your business, you can always contact our sales team at SSL Trust and they'll be happy to help you out. Now, since this is a demo video, I'm going to go with a standard SSL certificate. Let's go with the Comma Positive SSL. Choose your duration. Click on Checkout. Fill in these details real quick. Choose your preferred method of payment, and then click on Complete Order. Once you've done that, you can head back to the SSL Trust dashboard, and then click on the SSL certificate that you've just purchased. Click on Start Certificate Configuration, or alternatively, you can provide this URL to the person doing the configuration for you. So now I'm going to copy my CSR from the very start to the very end, including all the dashes, and then paste it right here. Click on Verify CSR, and these details look just as I inputted them, so we're good to go. Server type Apache, and then click on Next Step. Fill in these details real quick. Now, if you have a technical individual doing this for you, please enter the details here Otherwise, use admin contact. Alright, so now comes an important part of the process, which is domain control validation. So in this, you have to prove to the issuing certificate authority, which in this case is Sectigo, that you own your domain name and have complete access to it. And you can do it in one of three methods, namely the email method. So you should have one of these 5 email addresses on which you'll be sent an email containing a link, which when you click on should validate the ownership of your domain name, and you should be with your SSL certificate. The second method is the HTTP file method. Now in this method, you can need to create this directory followed by this subdirectory, and then in that you're going to need to create a text file called this.txt, and in that text file you're going to need to paste in these contents and then click on check file. Once Sectigo recognizes this file, which is propagated by your server on the internet, you should have your SSL certificate with you. The third, or the method that we're going to use, is the CNAME record validation method. Now in this method, you are going to need to have access to your DNS settings with either your domain name provider or your hosting provider, depending on where you've pointed your name service to. So I'm logged into my DNS settings, add new record, type is going to be CNAME, copy the CNAME record, and then paste it in the host box. Do the same for the CNAME value, paste it into the pointing to box, and then I'm going to click on save. Come back here, check DNS record, click on refresh, and then search. Now this process of DNS propagation takes from a few minutes up to an hour, depending on your service propagation speed. So just be a little patient, and in the meanwhile, I am going to submit our configuration. And as you can see, our configuration was a success. This is our order number, and our status is that we're awaiting validation. Click here to access the validation manager. So now you're going to need to open this drop-down menu, select your method of validation, and then click on submit or recheck just to refresh things on Sectigo's end. So if you're not able to find the domain validation manager, head back to the SSL Trust dashboard, select your purchased certificate, and then click on the Access Validation Manager button right here. So I'm going to wait a bit for my certificate to be issued. Okay, so it has been a few minutes and our certificate has been issued. So collect or download certificate. And here you go, you have your main certificate, intermediate certificate, and your root certificate in all formats. Now that we have our certificate files, we can move on to installing them on ClusterCS. So I'm going to navigate to ClusterCS, the dashboard, and then since we're at domains, I'm going to click on my domain name, and then I'm going to navigate to SSL. So here I'm going to click on Manage Certificates, and then click on Install Obtain Certificate or CRT. So I'm going to copy the main certificate to my clipboard, and then I'm going to paste it right here. Click on Verify. Now, once you have pasted your certificate file, we can name our certificate as SSL Guides or main, whatever the domain name is. Now I'm going to need to copy my certificate sign-in request from very start to very end, including all dashes, and paste it here for verification. Do the same for your private key. Now your first certificate, the main certificate file, copy, paste it in the certificate dialog box. And now we can head back to the certificate collection window, copy the intermediate certificate to a clipboard, and then paste it in the chain dialog box. Now click on save and activate. So this is it. Now that we have installed our SSL certificate on ClusterCS, and as you can see, it is active. So let's check the installation. Navigate to https:// your domain name, and as you can see, our connection to the site is now super secure and our certificate is completely valid. I hope you were easily able to install an SSL certificate on your website in ClusterCS. If not, there is a written guide available in the very description of this video that you can refer to for more clarity on the process. Now, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And if you're into all things SSL, do consider subscribing. And as always, thanks for watching.